Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Helldivers 2 video. Today we have a few things to go over, including two major orders. One is a failure, one is the current one that is ongoing. We'll start off with the failure. And honestly, I'm a bit surprised in the end we did fail it. I thought we would just get over the line maybe. But yeah, when I logged on last night and started playing and, I was seeing 11 minutes left and we had 60% on the last planet, I was like, nah, we've lost this one. And the failure message is, we have failed to contain all of the outbreaks from the Meridian supercolony. Terminids now infest more of our planet, spawning yet more agents of tyranny. Evacuation orders have been issued for all nearby planets. Citizens flee their homes with only their clothes and family flags. This is unlikely to be the last of these outbreaks. They must be contained until the Ministry of Science finds a way to combat the supercolony. Until then, our citizens will live in constant jeopardy. And then immediately after, we get the new briefing for the new major order, which is following the tragic unavoidable loss of MD-17 anti-tank mines on Chu to the automatons and the civilians too, production began elsewhere immediately. However, output has been restricted due to shortages of necessary metals. The automatons stole precious minerals from us and turned these stolen resources into new soldiers and war machines. We must recoup these losses. The Helldivers are ordered to conduct a forceful large-scale decommissioning of automaton forces. The recovered scrap of dismantled bots will then be put towards construction of MD-17 anti-tank mines. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to kill 2 billion robots. Oh, but guys, we killed 2 billion bugs in 12 hours. No, apparently we didn't. Apparently that wasn't a thing. Apparently what we did was kill 1 billion or something around there in the end. Because we got this dispatch message here, contractor message. The following is a message from Battlefield Systems, a contracted defense service. Battlefield Systems regrets to inform all Helldivers that a software issue has resulted in duplicate reporting of enemies killed during a previous major order. The issue has since been resolved. Users should anticipate longer times to reach target numbers of enemies to kill or dismantle. With this issue resolved, rest assured that Battlefield tracking will now return to perfect functioning. So, the last major order where we had to kill 2 billion bugs was apparently wrong. There was duplications happening with the enemies killed number, which meant that we finished it way quicker than we were meant to. They have since resolved this issue, and I love that they've done an in-game lore message here for, yeah, we had a bug in the system in lore and in, the actual game itself. So this one will be a lot harder. Currently we are sat at 203,406,745 robots killed out of 2 billion. So we're at 10.2% with 4 days and 12 hours to go as of recording this video. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. Because now that the numbers have been fixed, I'm interested to see how we do. We're already at 10% and this has been up for I think around 12 hours. So we're making decent progress. I think we might just scrape through on this one. But obviously, it's the weekend, so a lot more people will be joining throughout the weekend and helping out with this major order. So, unlike the last major order where it was sort of during the week, we had a lot less players on, so that was why progress is a little slower. This one's over the weekend and stuff, so I think maybe we will do a lot better on this one. Obviously 2 billion is a lot. It was for the bugs, as even if the number was glitched, we did still manage that, and obviously it's a lot easier to kill a lot more bugs than it is robots. So this one will be hard, and I find it interesting that I was on last night when this major order came through, obviously when we failed the Terminid one. I was like, oh, it's a robot or major order. We haven't had one of those in a while, so we'll see how we do. Vernon Wells is currently under attack with 13 hours to go as of recording this video, but it looks like we will be able to defend that planet. Lazarus is on 30%, a few people there, and then we've just sort of spread across the automaton front in, different systems across the board. But for the most part, we're in the Hydra sector protecting Vernon Wells, which is good. We've got about 80,000 players right now as of recording on Vernon Wells. As for the Terminid front, we still got a few players around here. People still trying to take back Fenrir 3 because we just lost that recently, just before the last major order failed. Agamar 4, we're still sort of making progress on because obviously we were in the middle of taking that because of the last major order, so people are just sort of finishing that off. That's at nearly 80% now, so we're making decent progress across the board when it comes to the war itself. So yeah, that's what's happening in-game. Now, out of game, supposedly the drama of the PSN account linking issue is still somewhat going on because Steam still has delisted in 177 regions Helldivers 2. It is not in those countries still. So just looking at this PC Gamer article real quick, Helldivers 2 remains delisted in 177 countries and territories even as Sony backs down on PSN requirement. Arrowhead CEO says, I won't rest in my desire to have it available everywhere. By the sounds of it, this is a Sony/Valve issue and discussion that's going on, not an Arrowhead thing. So I think Valve and Sony are still hashing out some details here about you know, opening up the game again in these countries and regions and stuff. But it's unfortunate that I'm still seeing this. Obviously, you know, a lot of people have put their positive reviews in already, which I think is fine. I think we're fine to bring back the positive reviews when we did. This is more of an issue, like a business issue, I think, less of a community issue. I'm not sure we can do a whole lot about this one. Obviously, Arrowhead are actively working on this. I'm sure Sony and Valve are having constant conversations about this. I feel like it will get resolved within the next few days, in the next couple of weeks, if that. I can't imagine that, you know, these countries will remain without access to the game on Steam. Because I think the original idea of Valve delisting the games from Steam was genuinely a Valve thing, not a Sony thing. I think it was Valve protecting their liability, the fact that they didn't want to deal with refunds and all this other stuff. So Sony are probably having to have a discussion with Valve, being like, yo, can we put the game back up? We've said sorry, we're gonna, you know, go back on our thing about linking accounts with PSN and stuff. So hopefully it's resolved soon. And if you're in any of those countries and regions, let me know in the comments down below, like, if, you know, what's going on? How do you feel about this? Will you still play the game once it is back on Steam if you're playing on PC or whatever? I'm very interested to see what you say. Like I said, the CEO is obviously working on it. He said on Twitter, I'm speaking to our partners at PlayStation and Valve and pushing for it to be undone. Getting the account linking took a Herculean effort, but I won't rest in my desire to have it all available everywhere. So yeah, the issue is actively getting resolved and discussions are happening. So I don't think we have to worry too much, unlike the account linking debacle that happened a few days ago now, about a week ago. So yeah, all in all, still recovering, Helldivers, but we are on the up. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this current major order and whether you think we're going to complete it, and also the obviously ongoing issue of the countries that don't have access to Helldivers 2 on Steam still. Let me know in the comments down below. If you feel like supporting me, become a member, hit that join button. Lowest tier is just $3 Australian a month, so if you want to support me in another way, feel free to hit that join button. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more Helldivers 2 content, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!